Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And Ramaphosa's announcement earlier this evening that he's going to be deploying over 70,000 SANDF, or South African National Defence Force, soldiers into active service until the 26th of June means one of just two things. One, he hasn't got a clue what's going on, which is probably the more likely situation, because he's, by doing this, telegraphing that the lockdown is going to go for another 2 months. And clearly the economy is in complete shambles at the moment. So by doing that, I don't know where the rand's going to go, but I don't think it's going to be getting stronger. I think it's going to go. And the second possibility is that this is a physical signal to everybody in South Africa that this is the ANC's country, that they have got the army behind them, and if anyone steps out of line, basically they're suggesting they're getting close to being a dictatorship. That's the second alternative here. I hope it's not the second alternative, but I don't see any other reason to have that number of people being deployed for a 2-month period unless A, the lockdown is going to go for a lot longer, or B, we're moving towards a dictatorship in South Africa. Let me add a bit more meat to the bone here. President Cyril Ramaphosa has informed Parliament he has authorised the deployment of an additional 73,180 members of the South African National Defence Force, or SANDF, to assist the police in battling the spread of COVID-19. In a letter to the Joint Standing Committee on Defence, which was tweeted by DA leader in the National Assembly, John Steenhuisen, Ramaphosa said the extra troops would be deployed until the 26th of June 2020, augmenting the 2,280 which were already deployed. And many of those we know have been assaulting and abusing citizens in townships, and the townships are not particularly impressed with the SANDF, I can tell you right now. This is a powder keg. Steenhuisen said the development was very worrying. He said, "This seems to suggest that the hard lockdown will be enforced longer, beyond next Friday's deadline. We can't extend the lockdown into perpetuity. I'd rather spend the money on testing and tracing to make sure we know exactly what the extent of the virus is." Now, I've just put up a video on the 2020 channel where the Indian government have put into doubt the validity of the COVID-19 tests that are originating from China. And I'm pretty sure that that's where South Africa gets its COVID-19 tests from. That this is a complete disaster to the nth degree. Anyway, Steenhuisen went on to say the deployment is not a good sign. Friday is going to be a turning point when people get their reduced salaries, debit orders start going off. We hope the soldiers aren't being called up to enforce the lockdown. The committee's chairperson, Cyril Ramaphosa, has confirmed the authenticity of the letter. He said the committee has received the letter and will be discussing the contents thereof on Wednesday. 4 other letters were also received dealing with the extension of deployment in the DRC, or the Democratic Republic of Congo. What an oxymoron that is. As well as a deployment in the Mozambique Channel and the Wuhan repatriation, he told the paper. Now, what about white South Africans stuck in places like Egypt and here in Australia, Sydney, Australia? There's a lady with a 5-year-old son who's stuck here. There are white South Africans stuck all over the world that the ANC are doing nothing to help them get back home. It is quite disgusting in the extreme. Let's continue. Helmut Roma Heitman, who is an independent defense analyst and correspondent for Jane's Defense Weekly, said the deployment would rank amongst the biggest in the country's history. The biggest I can recall was during the election in 1994, and that was certainly bigger than anything during the British War. It also seems that almost the entire SANDF is being called up. The total complement is something like 73,000, 74,000, so this is all of it. The reserve force takes it up to 85,000, 86,000 service members, so this is a biggie. The letter was made public just moments before Ramaphosa was due to address the country at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday night. That was earlier this evening, or in fact now, last night, because this has gone after midnight. The committee has received the letter and will be discussing the contents thereof on Wednesday. 4 other letters were also received, dealing with the extension of deployments in the DRC as well as deployments in the Mozambique Channel and the Wuhan repatriation. So, the old L factor, I'm sorry guys, it doesn't exist amongst the ANC members of Parliament. This is just a complete shocker. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like the video, please share the video, and above all, please stay safe.